Don't waste your time, money, or your vacation. Before your first cruise, or if this is only your second, there are things you need to know before you step onto the ship, because most first-time cruise mistakes come from skipping the prep steps. So let's walk through 25 things that first-time cruisers need to do before their first cruise. At the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do before you book, what to do after you book but before sailing, and what first-timers forget to do that causes the most stress. Before you book a cruise, you need to know exactly how you vacation. Do you want something quiet or constant activity? Do you want structure or flexibility? More social or more low-key? This step is going to determine whether cruising feels relaxing to you or exhausting. In a minute, I'll explain why skipping this step is the reason that people say they hate cruising. And if you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch the video, What Type of Cruise is Right for You. In that video, we had a 7-question checklist that would help you determine what cruise actually fits your vibe. Number 2, decide if you're using a travel agent. This is something that first-time cruisers should decide early on. A good cruise-focused travel agent will cost you nothing extra, help you to avoid those rookie mistakes, and will help you to match your travel style to the right cruise, especially when you don't even know what questions to ask yet. They will protect you from booking something that looks good online, but it's probably wrong in reality. Now, you can absolutely book yourself, but first-time cruisers who use a good agent usually come out feeling more confident before they ever board. And later, I'll explain when an agent matters most and when they don't. Number 3, verifying your passport and your identification early. Okay, this is not exciting, but it is critical. You need to check your expiration dates. You need to check to make sure the name on your identification matches the name on your booking. You need to check what documents are required for your itinerary. These are the easiest things to fix early, but they can be super stressful if you try to fix them late. This is not a thing that you need to try to handle later. Now, there's a passport mistake that has also prevented people from boarding, and I will explain that one when we get to embarkation day. Number 4, you need to understand what is included and what is not included in your cruise fare. Before booking, you need to clarify what food is included, what drinks cost extra, what entertainment is free. Cruising isn't fully all-inclusive, but it's also not pay for everything. What's included in your cruise fare is, of course, your room, some dining, entertainment, and some drinks. So you're going to want to make sure that you know specifically what all is included and what all is extra. And that ties directly into number 5, which is to set a realistic budget beyond the cruise fare. Before you book, list everything out. So you'll have your cruise fare and what all is included with that, which we just covered. You have the gratuities, which is not included in the cruise fare, but can be added to your booking cost. You have drinks, which some drinks are included. Alcoholic drinks are usually not. They have drink packages, they have Wi-Fi, they have excursions. You're going to need to know what all costs extra as opposed to what all is included. List it out, determine what you want, and this is how much you're going to have to budget beyond the base cruise fare. I just did a video on what all is included in your cruise fare, so if you want to check that out, you can go check that out here. There's one budget category that surprises almost all first-time cruisers. We'll get there. Number 6, before you book, you need to decide on travel insurance. Do you need medical coverage? Do you need trip interruption coverage? You need to also check the cancellation rules. This is easiest and cheapest when you do it early. Let's go into phase 2, the after you book but before you sail phase. Number 7, watch a ship tour video of your actual ship. Once you've booked, search your ship name. Watch a full walkthrough video and sort of virtually explore your ship. This will help to remove some of that day 1 confusion. Number 8, choose your cabin location, not just cabin type. Before booking, review your ship's deck plans and try to prioritize midship and lower decks. And if you have a travel agent, make sure that your travel agent is telling you what rooms are available in the midship and lower deck area. Location is going to affect the motion, noise, convenience, for example, how close it is to an elevator. This one choice is going to affect how well you sleep, especially on night 1. You also want to download the cruise app early. Once you're booked, download the app, log in, and explore the features. This is how you can book your shore excursions. This is how you can book your dining packages. This is how you can make reservations for certain shows. So this is going to become your onboard control center. Number 10, understand your dining options. Before sailing, you can choose whether or not you want assigned dining or flexible dining. You can also decide whether you want to just eat at the included venues or do you want to try some specialty dining. Food confusion can cause some unnecessary stress. For example, if you get on board and you want to go to a specialty dining restaurant thinking it's included, but it's actually not. Number 11, decide how planned you want your days to be. And this can tie into number 9, which was downloading the cruise app. Because you can get onto the cruise app and schedule activities and shows and things like that, you can get on there and actually overschedule. So decide how structured you want your trip to be and try to avoid scheduling everything. Number 12 is pretty important, okay? Talk through your travel expectations with the person or people that you're traveling with. You don't want to, you may not think you have to, but it can help avoid a lot of tension. So before you guys sail, discuss your activity levels, how you operate during the day. Discuss your downtime expectations. I take a nap between 12 and 2. So I need for my room to be quiet between 12 and 2 with whoever I'm traveling with. Discuss your priorities. So it's not something that you really want to do, but it actually does help lower the tension between two people who may have totally different styles. Number 13, understand the internet limitations, okay? Before sailing, learn the internet speeds and the limits thereof. Because there are limits. Also, you need to understand the cost of Wi-Fi and you need to adjust your expectations. Cruise Wi-Fi is not like your home Wi-Fi, okay? And this ties directly into how connected you should be, which is next. Number 14, how connected do you want to be? Before you set sail, choose your Wi-Fi package or not. Now let's get into phase 3, which is the logistics of it all and preparation for embarkation. Number 15, plan your transportation to the port. Before you sail, you need to get your flights together, you need to get your hotels together, and you need to get your transfers together. Now, you should not be flying in the day that your cruise leaves. You should always fly in the night before, because if something happens at the airport and they have to delay your flight, then you might not arrive on time to board the ship. And the ship will leave you, okay? So don't get left. Never treat arriving to the port casually, okay? Transportation to the port can connect directly into stress at embarkation, which we're about to cover. Plan extra time to get to the port. Before sailing, get there early. Build yourself some buffer time to deal with maybe traffic if you're driving in, or a late flight if you're arriving in by air. More time is going to remove stress. Number 17, understand embarkation day realities. Now, before sailing, during embarkation day, there are going to be lines, so there's going to be waiting, and there are going to be crowds there early because everybody is excited, and just getting to the terminal on embarkation day starts the cruise for a lot of people. So you need to be aware of the energy of embarkation day, the excitement of embarkation day, and there's going to be a lot going on during embarkation day. Also, with embarkation day, number 18, pack a small embarkation day bag. Make sure it contains your swimsuit, your flip-flops, your medications, your documents, anything essential that you're going to need during the day before your luggage actually arrives to your room. Luggage doesn't usually arrive to your room until 1 o'clock in the afternoon or later, and sometimes can be into the evening. So make sure you have all of your cruise day 1 essentials in that embarkation day bag. You need to check to make sure the name on your identification matches the name on your booking. Cruise lines have been known to turn down people when the name on the booking doesn't match the name on the identification exactly. Number 19, know what you can bring on board. They will confiscate certain items. Before you pack, know the rules about bringing alcohol on board. Know what items are prohibited to bring on board. And know what the carry-on limits are. This is going to prevent those delays and confiscations. Number 20, learn the port process. Before you sail, know the security steps. Know the check-in flow and the boarding order. Because if you know the process, it's going to lower your anxiety about it. The typical flow order is once you arrive at the port, you drop your luggage off with the porter. With cruise documents in hand, you will then move towards crew members who will direct you to check-in lines. When you get to check-in, they will check your cruise documents, they will check your identification, and then you go through security. Once you're through security, then you get to go up the ramp and onto the ship. Phase 4, the final prep steps before sailing. Understand the dress expectations. Now, you can dress how you want. It's not a big deal. Nobody's going to make a big deal of it. But the cruise lines have certain dress codes that are kind of nice and fun to follow if you follow them. They will have casual nights, they have formal nights, they have theme nights. So pack for your comfort. But if you're like me and you like to have a little fun and love 80s night, then you're going to want to know what those theme nights are so that you know what to bring. Number 22, before sailing, pack your medications in your carry-on and make sure before embarkation day, and sometimes up to 60 days before you set sail, you want to notify the cruise line of any medical accommodations that you're going to need. For example, if you have insulin and you need a medical refrigerator, you need to let the cruise line know 30 to 60 days in advance, okay? 23, don't overbook your excursions. Before you sail, pick 1 or 2 priorities and leave some flexibility. You don't need to do everything, and sometimes you might just want to go to the port and just walk around in the port and visit the local shops or local eateries, things like that. Sometimes free port time is a lot better than some excursions. Number 24, plan nothing for the last day. Try not to plan any super duper early flights, because if you're trying to, if the cruise docks at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and your flight leaves super early, you're going to be rushing off that ship and rushing to get to the airport. And the last thing you need is to have an amazing cruise and then a rushed disembarkation day. And no other rushed plans. Let the last day of the cruise, it's still a vacation day. So just take your time and go with the flow of the day. Number 25, remember this is a first cruise. Your goal isn't perfection, it's information. You're gathering information. A first cruise is going to teach you what you like, what you don't like, what you do the same, what you change, what you would definitely do next time. Because if you do it right, there will definitely be a next time. If you're taking your first cruise or you're still trying to figure out whether cruising is even for you, subscribe. This channel is for first-time cruisers to get that knowledge and that information that they need for first cruise preparation. See you guys in the next video.